that I have a child who has got a vision problem. We are running from pillar to post trying to get the vision cured. But despite all of these efforts, my child still is holding all objects and seeing things very closely. Is there any treatment for this? Now, this is exactly what low vision is. To understand low vision in a very simple layman term, it means that despite the best possible correction, despite the best possible devices that have been given, surgeries, spectacles, the child's or the person's vision is such that it is still not able to manage certain tasks, like, for example, reading, writing, or seeing distant things, especially people, recognizing face, or reading the font that is there in the text size that is there in the textbooks. So, in our country, we have the Rights of Persons with Disability Act, the RPD Act 2016, and in that, low vision is clearly defined. So according to the definition of low vision in our country, any person whose vision is less than 6 by 18 to 3 by 60 in the better eye after best possible correction is called low vision, or if the field of vision is less than 40 degrees to 10 degrees is a person with low vision. So what does this mean? This simply means that the person has got a lot of functional vision. So as a mother, as a father of a child with low vision, and because there is this wonderful opportunity of the brain having the ability to have plasticity, and also having the ability to enhance its performance when stimuli is presented to it up to almost 8 years of age. A lot of early intervention is essential between 0 to 8 years for children with low vision. So it's just not the treatment. Say, for example, if a doctor has prescribed spectacles for a child with low vision, the spectacles has to be worn, even be it a child who is 3 to 4 months. Generally, there is family pressure, such a small baby, how can we put spectacles on this little baby's face? And there is stigma, there is stereotype. So my submission to everyone is, it is not important to bother about what others say or what parents, elders would say. At this point of time, it is responsibility of the parents to ensure that the vision develops. um, and vision can develop between 0 to 6 years. And in fact, fun fact is, and a scientific fact is, vision for all children develop after a child is born. On day one of the child's birth, children have hardly 7 to 8 inches of vision, meaning they can see very close to their face, and they don't even have color perception. They can see things almost only in black and white. And it's only around 3 months that a child starts to develop color perception, especially with the primary colors. Around 3 months, they start seeing red. So that's why we often see young infants being attracted to the color red. If you keep a Coca-Cola bottle, they love that. That's primarily because now they can see the color red. It's around 1 month that a baby starts to see around half a meter. So that's why you get your first smile from the baby, looking at the mother's face. Not that it really, no, can see other things, and it's just discriminating. This is my mother, and so I'm smiling. But it's the fun fact is, it's only the mother's face or the father's face which comes mostly closest to its face in half a meter, and when it can see something, the child is smiling, and that's how you get the child smile. So the long and short of what I'm trying to say is visual maturation happens after the child is born, and there is a huge ability for us to improve the visual efficiency and the visual functioning of children between 0 to 3 years in a very critical age period, and further up to 6 to 8 years of whatever functional vision is there or whatever residual vision is there. So all so fact number one, all people with low vision have residual vision. They can be in the form of seeing forms, they can be in the form of seeing human figures, they can see colors sometimes, they can discriminate colors, they can see to a distance of maybe 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, 5 meters, 7 meters. But the challenge would be they may be able to see a bus coming at say 5 meters, but they would not be able to identify the bus number. So the fine detailing keeps reducing as the distance increases. And low vision is a continuum. In a sense, it's like two people will not have the same visual uh, experience, uh, because there are lots of conditions that cause low vision. I would just mention a few. For example, it could be albinism, where the child is having a difficulty with pigmentation, and so the child is not able to see in bright light, and which is called photophobia. So the child keeps the eyes mostly lowered, the eyelids lowered, which is called photophobia. And because of which, now because vision develops after a child is born and there is visual maturation happening a lot till 3 to 6 years of age, a lot of visual skills are learned skills. For example, scanning, tracking, figure ground discrimination, visual memory, visual closures. All these are also trainable skills. So if a child is trained on these visual efficiency skills, which I mentioned, which are critical for functioning, even if the child is having a vision that may be severely visually impaired or moderately visually impaired, the person can function to the fullest. So the next question that I have received from parents is, how do I uh, manage the education of children? So when we have a child with low vision, it is very important that we start teaching concepts for these children right from early age. You can start introducing shapes to these children even from 6 months of age. The more the visual stimulation happens, the more colors you introduce, the more you name the colors, the more you name the shapes, the more you introduce alphabets. You can start introducing alphabets to children from 1 year of age. The more you introduce alphabet and pictures and help the children, just take the finger of the child and match A, apple, B, ball, the child's visual stimulation is happening. So the more the brain gets the stimulation, the more the child is able to have a better functioning. So the crux of the matter is treatment can happen parallelly. You can have eye drops being put for the children for glaucoma. Maybe you're visiting your ophthalmologist regularly for a retinal problem. Maybe you have been advised a surgery for your child for cataract. All that can happen parallelly to you improving the visual efficiency of your child. Early intervention is critical because, say, for example, in my case, I was born with congenital cataract with both eyes, in both eyes, and at 6 months, my mother identified that I have some problem and I'm not able to give eye contact, or I'm not responding to objects within my field at 6 months, and that was pretty good as early as 1974 for someone to detect that, okay, my child has got a eye problem and we need to seek medical intervention. So they sought medical intervention. Within 3 years I had three surgeries, two in my left eye and one in my right eye, and for whatever it was worth, I somehow seem to have lost my vision in my left eye completely. So I am no PL, no perception of light in my left eye, and currently I function with almost 1 by 60 or less vision only in my right eye. So, typically speaking, that means I am entitled to 100% disability certificate of visual impairment. But I do not function like 100% visually impaired person. Why? Only because I use my residual vision. I have improved this residual vision to the extent that I can function very efficiently as if I have a vision of almost 6 by 36. I use my residual vision to as much